Why you got to do that face?
I hope that it shows up as a
As the snapshot.
yeah, as a
What's it?
thumbnail.
Thumbnail.
There we go.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah, I
think of
hope
it
so.
either. That's funny.
Stop eating breakfast, said no one. That's a lie, though. People have said that.
So, yeah, it's true. But it's a good title.
It is a good title. You're bait and switching them.
I'm trying to find where we're live. Because I want to
Right
watch
there.
the show.
To the left.
Oh.
There you go.
To the left, to the left. So what's up? How was your day going?
Pretty good. I ate breakfast.
Weird.
I know I do that
I did it.
pretty often.
I will, though, soon.
Yeah.
Different reasoning.
Yeah. Oh, my back.
Oh, wait. Let me mute.
I stretched today too.
Yeah,
With the class.
I need some good stretching.
Ooh.
Look. One viewer.
Sweet.
It's me.
Do it whether there's 0 of you or not.
We'll wait for like 2. No one saw. It was lightning fast.
Yeah.
We'll wait until there's like 2.5 more minutes.
Sounds good.
Oh, look. How's that happening?
I
Oh,
don't know.
because I muted it. Did you know that was a thing?
No.
Whenever you mute a video, a live video, what's that called? The
Closed captions?
yeah, it's called something else, but
I thought
or
it
the
was-
word I'm looking for.
I think it's called Are you looking for subtitles?
Hey, Amy.
What's up, Cody? A Dare. Haven't seen you in a long time, brother.
Emily, what's up, Emily?
Code Man. DJ Snake Juice. Hashtag Snake Juice Diet.
Who's Cody?
Cody's an old friend. I used to work. This is pre-fitness Kadima. He used to work at a company called McAfee, and I worked at a reseller called Guardian Network Solutions, and we used to talk to each other all the time. So I would help him, be the person that helps him close some deals, and we used to hang out at his house. He's a cool dude. Real cool dude.
Well, hi, Cody. It's nice to meet you. I'm Casey. You already
Super
know
cool.
Kadima.
Super cool dude. He's also he used to be the credit cowboy. He's cool, and he's a DJ too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's got all the skills to pay the bills.
I love that. What kind of music?
Usually I don't want to say house, trance, all that stuff.
I'm super in.
Yeah, he's good.
Send us some mixes so we can.
DJ
Jam
Cowboy
that.
X, I think is his.
DJ what?
DJ Cowboy X, I think is his.
Yes. Cool.
Yep. Let's get on with it. Let's do this.
Okay.
What are we talking about today?
Well, stop eating breakfast, said no one ever. Talking about the importance of good meals, eating in the morning, getting your metabolism going, what a balanced meal looks like, and really the key here is if you have kids and trying to get them to eat something good in the morning. So that's kind of the gist of it and how important that is, and what are some tips and hacks that you can attempt to do to make their lives a little healthier. And you can follow these same guidelines, but we want to focus on the kids.
Yeah, I think one of the things that were we asked this question, how do I keep my kids from snacking, or maybe it was just memes that I've seen, or other stuff of kids eating all day. And
It's my kid right now.
So what is he eating right now?
My goodness, he's eating a lot of carbs. So, usually whenever he eats like this, I think, okay, he's going through a growth spurt. but he's usually sleeps a lot at the same time, which he's not. So I think he might just be eating. He's eating a lot of there's like these little rice cakes from Costco that they have about 8 grams of sugar in them, and they are rice cakes, but they're covered in something that tastes a little like honey, a little sweet
good.
and delicious. He eats those like they're going out of style. So he's just eating everything. I mean, snacking now. Like he'll have like a turkey sausage, and then he'll want a breakfast sandwich with like on a croissant thing, or on a English muffin with egg and turkey sausage and Cholula, and then he'll want popcorn, and then he'll eat like some ham roll-ups, and then it's like, I'm like, how are you not full? You have been eating everything. That's what he's eating. But there's always a bowl of cereal in there. And this morning my dad bought him donuts. So there's donuts, and he's getting spoiled with sweets every night. So I would love to minimize that, but we'll see what we can do about that.
Okay, so how do you think we minimize that for kids?
Well, I think there's some easy ways, like if you're at home and you have things prepared for them, like yesterday, instead of he wanted chips or something, and I said, you know what, you go in there and you eat 4 celery sticks, and then we'll talk about you having something else. So just trying to get in something healthy that's already cut up and prepared for him in the fridge, that's easy. He can go get it himself, and it's already done. So if I cut up cucumber or cut up vegetables or fruit and it's ready to go, then it's a really easy offer, and I can get him to do that. Also, like, obviously, anytime that I prepare food, if I'm preparing something healthy for myself, then I'm going to prepare it for him as well.
So most of the time, does he eat the same things that you're eating?
Yeah, most of the time.
Okay.
But that's because we had to go through a phase when he was about 5 of that, like, crying at the table, like, I will not eat this. This is terrible. You're the worst. You know, where they're crying and they fight you so long that they fall asleep at the table just so they don't have to eat the bite of vegetables you gave them. But, you know, like, once we worked through that, which it took like a month of sticking to the guns, but once we got through that, then it was, now he doesn't complain about it. Now he's just like, okay, I'll pinch my nose and eat it, you know, like, even if it's like something delicious. So that's kind of how I managed through that age, I guess. A lot of people they're like, oh, my kid doesn't like vegetables. They just don't like it. They gag when they eat it. Yeah, he used to try to throw up at the table. Like, he would take a bite and be like, whoa, and start gagging. And I'm like, sorry, like, you can throw up at the table. That's fine. We're going to work through this one way or another. But now he likes vegetables. Some of them, not all of them that I make him eat, but we got lots of people in here now. Let's see. Henry.
What's up, Henry? Yeah, we're staying safe out there.
Yeah, we're staying safe. Dr. Taylor. Frankie didn't finish your dinosaur chicken nuggets last night. Yeah, that for pre-workout. Ooh. I love the look of those little dinosaur chicken nuggets. I've actually never had them.
Kyle says, Dino Nuggets. Logan barely touches his, so they've become a dinner staple for me.
Hey, Uncle Steve. What's up, Kyle?
Oh, man.
Price is here. Tamika's on. What's up, guys? Good to have you. Thanks for joining.
Well, I think there's also this grace thing, too, that you almost have to appease the kid in some way so you can have a reprieve. You just can't make it all crap.
Yeah, that's
it can't
for
be
sure.
all crap.
For sure. But I think that's a good, like, manipulation tool. You're like, you eat those 4 celery sticks, and then you can have some popcorn. And and I try to make the popcorn like as healthy as possible. He likes to salt it up, but he doesn't put any butter or anything, you know. It's not really out of all the snacks he could be having, it's not terrible.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's just a little bit better evil than the other evil, I mean
Yeah.
that's good too.
Yeah,
That's
for
good
sure.
too. I would tell you that the first point that we put on this thing was to don't buy your kids crap. But as we've talked about this more often, I would not say that it's impossible, but I just think that you have to minimize and set a level of, hey, we're even if they're with you in the group. Well, they're probably not. You're probably not. I don't know how most people are going to the
It's
grocery
like a
store
50
right now.
50. It would
So-
probably not right now, but normally
yeah.
you might have your kids with you in
Yeah,
the grocery
so-
store. That's the worst. Don't take your kids to the grocery store unless you have to. They will sneak that crap in the cart, and then you're just like, it's not even worth the argument. Just get it. Let's go. Like, I've been there a million times.
I feel like you're reacting that really strong.
Well, because I get it.
Oh, man,
It's
that's
hard.
good.
But yeah, limit the amount of crap that you have in your house. Like, if it's there, it's a temptation. It's just like it's like a drug addict with drugs. Like, if they're there, that drug addict is probably going to want to do the drugs. You're probably going to want to eat the food. Like, just throw it in the trash. Get rid of it. Don't buy it. Just don't buy it.
Okay, well, let's say like you have a really picky kid, and they usually don't eat breakfast. How do you? What's the start? What should we do for somebody like that?
I
Or a
mean,
parent like that?
you honestly, you have to make them, because once they start, because at first they're if they don't eat breakfast, they're like, I'm not hungry. It's similar to an adult, right? Some of you have gone through phases where you're like, man, I just don't eat breakfast. Or maybe you did. I did it when I was in school, all the way through high school. I didn't wake up early enough to go make myself breakfast. It was like brush my hair, put it in a, I didn't even brush my hair, put it in a bun. It's really similar to my life today. Put it in a bun, sleep as long as I can, brush my teeth, and go to school. But if you make your kid start eating a little earlier, and then where you're getting it to where they are eating breakfast, then their metabolism is gonna start speeding up. They're gonna become hungry in the morning rather than feeling like they don't need food.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get them to go this far, I always think like something is better than nothing, and we would always tell this kids, especially as we get close to summer camp, and we'd have to combat 40 or 50 kids who most of them don't eat breakfast or don't know what to eat for breakfast, or drink no water at all, and they're going to go into an hour and a half session where we're doing weights and lifting and running and conditioning, and it is a nightmare. And so the first thing was always, hey, look, if you show up and you haven't eaten breakfast, you can't work out today, because the workouts are going to be strenuous. So for a lot of those kids, and we're starting with kids as early as 6 years old, so they have to have something on their stomach, because they're gonna play a game. Yeah, they're gonna play a game, and that's supposed to be fun, but they're gonna do some conditioning before that. They're gonna be doing a lot of active stuff. They're gonna be running, sweating. They're gonna be running outside, and Texas heat, it's gonna be hot. So a lot of times, maybe it's just getting them to eat something. It's not the idea. Okay, your kid literally only eats donuts and pizza. Those are his two food groups. Get a healthier pizza. Like, get a lighter donut. Start with something so that they're eating something, and then you're just going to have to fight the good fight and add new stuff in.
A really good example of like being reasonable is my dad, for example. I'll use this because it just happened the other day. I was like, I told Shane, you can have one donut after you eat breakfast. You have to eat breakfast first, and then you can have a donut. And my dad was like, well, when you were a kid, I took you to the donut store and I let you get as many donuts as you want. Like, and you didn't even have to eat breakfast. I'm like, yeah, that's why I have a problem. Like, this is the foundation of the problem. So I understand both avenues of that.
So he tried to like slide in there and give Shane some like extra grace there. And
Yeah, he's like, whenever I took you to the donut store, I'm like, oh gosh, it's ridiculous.
Yep. Okay.
Fighting the good fight.
So if your kid is not picky, but you don't know what to feed him, what would you say would be a good idea, food wise?
Oh man, a balanced meal. A balanced meal in the morning. Definitely some carbs, some good carbs, oatmeal. I mean, even if they're not typically having a balance. They could have a breakfast sandwich, with some egg or egg whites. I tend to do the turkey sausage and turkey. I like the turkey sausage links and patties. They pretty much taste. They're very close to the same. Turkey bacon, not the same. Um, so I tend to stick with the turkey sausage and that. But having some that's typically like a good breakfast. Some eggs and some good carbs, and not the completely. Even though my kid still eats the sugary oatmeal, I mean, but
It's
I
fine.
look at that and go, am I going to fight this fight? Like, he's still eating oatmeal. Like, he had that for a snack yesterday. Can I have some oatmeal? Yes, you can have some oatmeal. Even though it's got a little bit higher sugar than like the steel cut oats, it's still a better choice than a donut.
Yeah, we're not training these kids for the Olympics. We just want them to get good nutrition so they start their day off right. Eating breakfast, this gets your metabolism going. They're going to be able to think more rationally. What's really interesting about kids is like, I think about this in a lot of ways of like, if they haven't eaten and they're now emotional about eating, they're going to fight you that they're not hungry. And this train goes on and on. So it's like you got to make them do it because they don't know any better. They think they know better. Just like adults, we think we know better, but we need to eat too. But we got to make them eat something. They're going to start their day off right. And for adults, you need to eat too. Some of you are probably like hashtag snake juice diet. Completely different animal there. You're doing lots of periods of fasting. Too much to go into probably for this conversation right now, but I think we should do a topic on that, on like crazy diets. Because that would go
That'd
into
be a
that
long
category.
show.
That'd go into that category. But one of the things is just having them drink water. If lots of people are home, and I know for myself, the longer I'm home, the less water I drink. The more stationary I am, the less water I drink. So I encourage them to drink water before they want the snack. Make them drink water.
Yeah. And also, like, my kid loves to drink out of a water bottle. Like, he has this little hockey water bottle that sprays. And so find something that they enjoy drinking out of. Is it a cup? Is it something with a straw? Is it, which one do they prefer? Just like I prefer a Yeti, over a water bottle. I won't drink water out of a water bottle. So figure out which one they're intaking the best, and then provide that source. And then also you can, like with the water bottle situation, you can kind of measure and see how much water they're drinking. I mean, not that you're like attached to your kid the whole day, but you have a good idea.
Yeah. And to go, I guess to kind of go along with that is like, you're going to eat dinner, I guess just to reiterate this, just to make sure that I've hammered this point in, is they're asking for a snack, have them drink water first, not juice or Coke or anything, diet or anything like that. Have them drink water first, make it like 8-10 ounces or something, and then let them wait a few minutes and see if that doesn't fulfill. A lot of times it could just be that they're simply thirsty and they just don't know the difference.
And this is so true for anyone listening.
Yep.
Sometimes we'll have eaten a meal and then we're like, man, I'm hungry, or maybe I'm just thirsty. Like, am I thirsty? So we'll go pound, 20 ounces of water and then go, nope, I'm actually still hungry. So it kind of is a good indicator of if you're actually hungry or not.
Oh yeah. If you're still, okay, so there's a lot of times now that you're cooking from home, or many of you, I believe, are cooking from home. You're tired of cooking from home. You're like, we're getting out. This kid is driving me insane. We're getting food. We're buying food. You're taking out food, right? Or getting delivery. Okay. Make sure you get enough delivery just for that meal, so you don't have, especially because typically if you're going to get delivery, I don't know how many places are serving like perfectly good, like healthy stuff, but I'm thinking pizza, you're getting, stuff like that, like Italian food or, whatever. Try to get enough food. Don't indulge on the takeout food. Get enough that it satisfies you guys for that meal. So you don't have a bunch of leftovers that are just hanging around, haunting you so you can eat them for breakfast and etc. Look, this is a hard one for me because I truly like leftovers. I like them better almost than when they were fresh. I just think they taste better. I feel like this
I
the
think
flavors
that's
have
very
settled
true
in.
with pizza.
Man, I feel like it's basically better. Lasagna. I mean, look, fried chicken.
Stop.
I mean,
You stop it now.
Chinese food.
Knock it off. Man, back in the skillet, you throw that Chinese food back in the skillet, it's like fresh.
You see
again.
what I'm saying?
So much sugar in there. Don't eat Chinese food.
All right, but get enough just for the meal. And if you have any left over, even though it's hard and even though it sounds crazy, if you're trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle, especially during this time where you're more sedentary and you're not as active, you got to throw it away. You can't keep it around. I don't have the control to do that. If it's around, I'm going to go in the fridge and look a couple more times until I eat it eventually. Mm-hmm. But the way I survive and thrive is not having it around, or having it around just for the meal and being done with it. And so I encourage you to kind of do the same thing. You can't keep it around for a long time.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. It's so varied upon what you do at your house. Like, there are people I know that order dinner every night. They DoorDash, they order food from different restaurants. They're getting sushi and Chinese food, and they get this and that. And then there's people that cook dinner every night. They both can be equally as damaging depending upon what you're cooking. So you could argue the same thing if you make an unhealthy meal, if you have a fried chicken or,
Sounds good.
Yeah, it does sound good. Stop it. So if you do have an unhealthy meal, then it's leftover rib tips for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's go.
Gosh, I'm hungry. Why do we always got to talk about food on here?
Hey, man, that's part of our lives.
It's like all
That's
we
part of
talk
our
about.
lives.
It's terrible.
I know.
Yeah, but be mindful of what you're cooking in this time as well, especially if you're not moving around and not as active as you normally are. Then, sorry to tell you, your nutrition is always about 80 to 90% of what happens to your body. So, if you're making crap dinner every night, like with a stick of butter and like getting all that goodness in there, I mean, just be mindful. Like, it's the same thing as ordering something from a restaurant and having those leftovers. You know, it's what you are putting into your body. So, yes. Maybe we kind of skipped over. I would love to talk. We talked about the healthy breakfast for kids and what that looks like.
Okay.
Maybe let's kind of go over for kids and adults what's a balanced meal,
Okay.
and how do you portion that for your kids? How do you teach them how to portion that? You want to tackle that?
Sure. When we look at a balanced meal, and if I was to have like a plate or a pie chart, kind of, like this, right? I think of half the meal being kind of dedicated to a leaner protein source of some sort.
What's lean?
It could be, I guess if we're talking breakfast, the choices become a little different. So if we took it let's say you had a smoothie for breakfast, you'd want some type of protein powder in there. Something that is like a whey protein or a mixed protein. It could also be a plant-based protein. But you'd have some protein in there. You'd maybe have a half a banana. That would be your carbs. And then I'm just sticking with the chocolate banana peanut butter because that's easy. Peanut butter would be like a tablespoon because you don't need that much fat. And so peanut butter, frozen banana, and protein mixed up, and that could be your breakfast right there, right? Another example would be that you're having a couple of eggs. So typically for a portion size, palm size protein, or for a man, 2 palm size full of protein. So that's just my hand. Wait,
If you
my
cut
hand
your
here.
fingers off.
Yeah, cut my fingers off. The palm and the thickness of my hand is about the size of the protein amount but you need 2 of those for a man. So it'd be about 4 eggs, which is going to be most of your fat there. But bear with me there. So you'd have, about 4 eggs in the morning, which seems a lot, but that's for me. That's about the size of my hands, about 4 eggs there. And then I would have either oatmeal. You could do Ezekiel bread. You could do regular bread. You could do white bread. The bread is really not that important, and as we're going on, more studies are showing that if you have issues with bread, then don't use bread. But something like that. Eggs and bread. Bam. If you want to throw in some cheese, make it a lower fat cheese. You have a little bit more protein in your meal there. If you want to throw in some bacon, minimize the amount of bacon. Don't be putting 5-6 pieces on there. 2 maybe. And then bam, you got yourself a nice little breakfast meal there.
Yeah, if you were eating 5 pieces of bacon for breakfast, you are way over your fat. Like, way.
I love bacon.
I love bacon too. But, and turkey bacon is not the same. If y'all have a good turkey bacon brand that tastes like, tell me your closest turkey bacon to actual bacon. I want to know where you get it. I want to know how to eat this and how to have it in my life.
It doesn't exist.
I don't know. Maybe they know.
They may.
Maybe
We're
they know.
We're going to count on you guys for that.
I am. I'm counting.
So that's 2 examples right there. Then you could do yogurt. So let's say you do a Greek yogurt. So usually you'd want to go with one that's whole fat. That's usually pretty non-fat or very, very light. You could add some granola to that. You could drizzle some honey in there. Probably about a cup is a good amount of that. Some granola on top of that. Maybe some blueberries and drizzle some honey. Bam, you got a meal right there. You can also add the blueberries will be very, very low in carbohydrates. You need like a whole cup to get like 16 grams of carbs. So, I mean, a cup of blueberries is a lot.
That is a lot.
So you probably wouldn't do that much. You'd maybe do a half, but you could also do some additional fruit outside of that. So there's a couple options there kind of that you can look at, and maybe we'll share some pictures and stuff for this to give you more additional examples of what a healthy breakfast would be for.
Yeah, I tend to post on my Instagram story quite a bit what I'm eating. It's usually the same, but it's kind of, I'm okay with that. Like, I go through phases of eating this very similar things. My child does it too, so I don't know if this is just a human tendency that we can kind of eat similar things. I can usually stick with the same thing for about 3 to 6 months, and then I'm like, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. So right now my breakfast is the same every day, and I'm cool with that. I know what I'm putting in my body that way.
Yep.
If I change it up too much, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Yeah, I think for me, I don't like to think about it.
Yeah.
Like, the more thinking I have to do, the more preparation for a meal that I have to do, the more likely I'm going to go next door, which next door to us is a Mexican restaurant. And when we first opened this place, we ate at that place every day, I think, for 2 months straight. And the pounds showed. So I usually prepare something that I have here so I don't go there. That is the reality. Something quick and easy that I can eat every day, and I love. I know some people do like Kodiak or protein pancakes.
Those are so good, you guys.
So protein,
try them.
Yeah, doing protein pancakes, and there's a lot of recipes out. You can make your own. You can make your own with protein powder and egg whites.
So on the back of the Kodiak box, I haven't done this yet, but I'm very excited to try, is a cookie recipe that's like healthy. And I can't remember, I remember reading it and going, oh my gosh, I'm going to try to make cookies from this mix. So check that out too. I'm still waiting for the turkey bacon comments.
So there's those things that I can think about are healthy meal examples that people can use. Jennifer in the comments put avocado. Avocado is absolutely good. Yeah, Dad with the classic oatmeal. Yeah,
so let's talk about avocado portion though. Let's talk about what people normally think of as an avocado portion, because this will really, and let's go over like almonds and nuts. Okay, so a serving, what a typical serving of an avocado is
like a thumb.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rude awakening.
Okay.
It is not the whole avocado. It is not
right
a half of the
that
avocado. It
right
is
there.
not a third. I mean, it's a sliver of avocado, So whenever you're eating guacamole next time and you're thinking, this is healthy, this is way better for you. Well,
Especially if you get
I'm
the tables,
sorry.
especially if you get it tableside where they're making it right there. It
Man,
seems to
that-
cut out calories. I don't know what they do, but
That fresh lime juice. We have got to stop talking about food. Oatmeal with blueberries and strawberries for breakfast.
yep, classic.
That sounds
Dad.
great.
Classic.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Kodiak cakes with peanut butter. Amen, sister. Yeah.
Yes, we will. We'll love you
Yeah.
again. Jeez.
Can't take James
So,
anywhere.
okay, almonds. 3 almonds. 3, just 3. Okay, is 1.5 grams of fat. 3. So if you think a handful, you probably got 20, 30 grams of fat right in that handful.
Let me give you some perspective. I work out a lot, and right now my fat is 50 grams per day.
Why is that though? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to lean down.
Okay.
So, but the fact of the matter is that if I were to eat, I would literally not be able to complete my day because I wouldn't have enough fat left to be able to eat meals. So, and honestly, years ago, I did that. I was like, nuts are healthy. It's fine. And then I was like, oh, when I started tracking, I was like, this is bad.
Yeah.
There goes
yeah.
my entire day. So,
Okay, so what else should we cover on that? Do you feel like we've covered that pretty good?
yeah,
so
I
far?
think so.
Okay. I saw Jen talking about her air fryer died. We were just gonna suggest you get one if you don't have
It's time
one,
to re-up,
or
Jen.
get another one. Yes, I love my air fryer too. It
Hey,
is
Brooke.
it is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. But yeah, crock pots, air fryers, Instapots. Okay, it is a good time if you have more time on your hands to learn how to cook.
Amen.
And start with the easy stuff, like using a crock pot. There's tons of crock pot recipes out there.
Healthy ones.
I love the Instapot because it just does it faster, and that speaks my language.
I've never used the Instapot, but I
you're
am
gonna love it.
super interested in it.
Rice, 4 minutes.
That doesn't even. That blows my mind. It takes me 30 minutes of just cook time on my rice.
I'm telling you. I put the rice in, and then it starts, and it takes like 3 or 4 minutes to heat up, and then 4 minutes to cook.
That's insane.
And it's done.
That's insane. All right. I think we've talked me into it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so, yeah. Instapot, crock pots, air fryers. Emily commented on the air fryer, saying that it was the best thing. We just got one of those, but I don't have any experience with that either.
Oh, it's gonna be, and that's gonna be fast too. So like,
Yeah.
just get ready.
Yeah. The cool thing about these is, and basically we have favorite air fryer recipes. What's up, Christina? I don't have any air fryer recipes. Do you?
No, because I usually just buy stuff and put it in there.
Okay. So I'm not familiar. I mean, we just got it, or I mean, I haven't even used it yet. So my plan on anything that I don't know how to do is I go watch YouTube. So I'm going to go search for some healthy options and see what I can make that's macro counting friendly. And then if anybody else has any air fryer recipes, throw it in the comments.
Yep.
Or Instapot.
Yep.
You
James
got
talked
something?
about it being, he does from frozen chicken in 22 minutes. So you literally just pop it in there frozen.
Dang.
Yeah.
Frozen?
I'm telling you, this
So
thing.
do you season it before you put it in there?
Yeah, you put it in there, you throw some seasoning in there, presto changeo, bam.
I thought in an Instapot it's like in a. I thought it's like in a bag. It's fine.
Do you see him?
I do, but it's fine. I thought in an Instapot you have to. Is the food? I guess I'm a little confused. I need to do some research on this.
Yeah, it's
So,
like pressured. I mean, it's you don't open this thing while it's cooking.
Yeah.
It'll burn your face off.
Oh, maybe I should. It's like a facial.
No,
too.
it's the worst one. It's the worst of any kind. So, okay, so we're gonna do a
Okay,
show.
I avoid rice at all costs because it makes me gain weight. This is not the case. No, it's not the case. But you may try, if you white rice, you may try switching to brown rice, which is, I did that and it's a little easier on my stomach and I don't seem to bloat as much from it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
And the portion size of how much rice you're eating.
Absolutely. Let's go over that. Portion size for rice. Take your hand, pretend like you're on the beach and you scooped up sand. That's your portion size for
It's
a
not
meal.
very much.
It's not very much rice. Normally people are very much so overindulging in the carbs because they're delicious, and I get it.
Yep.
But carbs are good for you. The rice is a good source of energy, especially before you work out. Having some carbs and
Apple and Gouda stuffed chicken breast wrapped with a strip of bacon in the air fryer.
okay, that is not healthy.
With a side of asparagus, of course.
At least it was chicken breast and
All right, that's
not like
good.
what if it was a steak?
You can do a steak in the air fryer.
No. A steak with Gouda and bacon.
Look,
Yum.
I'm
That's the
down with all that.
fattiest meal I've ever created in my mind. Sounds delicious. Oh man. It takes James 8 minutes to cook the rice. Why does it only take you 4? Ricky Bobby.
I'm so dumb. It takes me 8 minutes to cook minute rice. Derp to cook minute rice.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, there's too many recipes, and it comes with a whole book, like of recipes that you can do and make. There's so much stuff. Whether you're doing beans, take no time at all. And if you previously had sensitivity to beans, without getting too sciencey here, you can destroy some of the harsh things that beans have, the lectins that are in beans, so you can still enjoy beans. So if you had previously issues with the beans, if you put them in a pressure cooker, the pressure cooker actually breaks down the lectins or the plant proteins in it, and that means you can still eat them and enjoy them. So if you're a bean lover, but you've had issues with beans and they give you lots of gas, etc., this is a way that you can probably incorporate it back in. This does not work, though, with gluten. Gluten cannot be destroyed. It is a beast mode of a plant-based protein. So if you have issues with gluten, just don't eat it, because there's no way to destroy it. There isn't.
You just dropped some knowledge bombs on me. Thank you for that.
Yep. Okay, so teach your kids how to use these stuff, and I mean some of them. Okay, if your kid's like, 8 or 7, I probably wouldn't have them using the pressure cooker, and you could probably teach them just like you could teach them how to use an oven or anything else. I learned at an early age how to cook.
Yeah.
But the air fryer, it seems very similar to a microwave. They just literally press a couple buttons and it starts, and they can watch it in light just like they could watch it in the microwave. It's super easy, and they get the hang of this stuff. They can cook it, and you're learning it too at the same time. So this is all good stuff that you guys can do together. Use YouTube. You can learn anything on YouTube.
Anything.
Literally, there's people who just specialize in making crock pot recipes or Instapot recipes. I saw one Instapot recipe where it was like they were using the Instapot as a hot pot. So they were making soup and they were putting the vegetables and stuff in it, and like cooking the meat in it. It was like almost like a Vietnamese hot pot. They were just like putting
Yum.
stuff in there and then taking it out
Yeah.
with the
so
broth and everything in there.
That sounds delicious. It sounds kind of like a Korean barbecue-esque.
Exactly.
Yeah. It sounds some
So there's like-
gochujang.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's an infinite amount of possibilities there, but I
So-
think we're going to need to do a cooking show now.
I did for our closed group. I cooked some meal prep this week, so maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do some meal prep stuff live or something. That'd be a hoot. So, we got a couple of questions here. What is y'all's opinion on food timing? Do you think it makes a difference? How do you feel about fasting, the 6, 12, 18, 24-hour fast? This is a whole nother show.
Yes.
We could brief these questions, but the right answer, or the answer, is that there's no right answer. It kind of depends on like what works with you and what works with your lifestyle. Um, you know, your body is going to break down whatever you put into it. Or it's going to store it, depending on what you're putting into it.
This is a one of those topics. Just one of those questions is a show by itself.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know if you want to elaborate on your opinion of time. I mean, I go through like
Most
it's a
most
whole
people,
show.
yeah, most people don't need to be concerned with this.
Yeah.
If you just eat less than what you burn, you're going to lose. If you eat less than what you burn,
Calories in, calories out. Period.
it's true. Okay, it's a law.
That's
It's
the
a
foundation.
law of thermodynamics. It is a law.
That's the foundation of all diets, and I say diets because I don't like using the word diet. It's a style of eating. Whatever style of eating you do you do Whole30, where you eat, 4 meals a day, but they're all balanced meals. They're all like similar. There's so many different things out there right now that some of them I do consider diets. South Beach diet, whatever. I mean, there's a million different styles of eating, and you have to find what makes sense and what works with your lifestyle. So for me, there's a bit of seasons in how I eat, and I don't think that's necessarily wrong. It's just like life, right? You might be in a season where your goal may change. So right now my goal is very specific, and getting to that goal requires me to change some things up. But your body is going to burn what it burns, what you burn. Like you calories in, calories out is the basic rule. Fasting,
Well, here's the deal about fasting. Think of it as another style of eating per se. The science, okay, and when I say the science, not the studies that you find kind of where somebody talks about it and they seem to be cut, so they're kind of telling you what their experience is and they're calling it science. That's not science. I mean, we're talking peer-reviewed studies where they show a controlled group of people have done this for a certain amount of time and they've had certain amount of success or with fasting. And the science says this, that when they compared the fasting group to the non-fasting group, they lost the same amount of weight. What was crucial was that in the short term, the fasting group lost more weight, but in the long term, they both lost the same amount of weight. Typically, when you start fasting, you see results pretty quickly, and you're like, oh, this works. This is the only way that I'm going to do it. And then the progress halts, because typically it's still going to have to do with an energy that you're putting in. It's either it started working first because you were literally eating less. Now your body's gotten used to it. It's made adjustments, and now you're seeing less. You haven't lost a pound. You've been stuck for 2 weeks or something. That is part of the process. I can tell you that we're working out 4 or 5, 6 days a week, and I am eating a specific amount of calories. And there are times when I'm like, man, this is going by eon slow, and there are times when it's going by fast.
Yeah.
It's just a process. No matter what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to do it consistently for a long time. Regardless of what method you choose to do, you're going to have to do it for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
AKA forever.
The hardest thing, and it depends on where you are in your journey with weight loss, is that patience, man, because you reach plateaus, you get stuck, you hit a wall, and it's so easy to give up at that moment. And just figuring out a way to continue to stay motivated and continue to reach new levels, figure out how to change it up that makes it new and interesting to you, but that's still healthy and safe.
one of the things that you can do that is get a coach.
Amen. Even
I'm
we
telling
need
you,
coaches.
we have coaches. We have coaches. Where's my coach? My coach is eating right now. He's eating over there. Right. What you eating, by the way?
Quinoa chicken, Southwest quinoa chicken.
Yum.
See, so he's eating something that sounds good. But we all have coaches. Sometimes Casey will ask me, "Hey, man, I'm doing this. What do you think about this?" And I'll chime in on that, and I'll say, "Hey, what about this?" She's like, "Well, did you do this?" So that coach is there to help you, to keep you on the path, because you start getting your head, you start going down a trail of thoughts and things, and next thing you know, you made one bad mistake, you've cut all four wheels off on your tires, you burned that car, and you've completely quit your diet, etc.
Yeah, I think too, like if you once you have a coach, like and then this is not just a coach for nutrition. Like I think of all the different ways that we need leaders in our life, and even being leaders to a community here, we need business examples and financial examples and spiritual examples and dietary examples and workout examples, and there's those people you need a balance of leadership in your life. Figure out a balance. Figure out somebody to help you with your nutrition, with your workout routine, holding you accountable, challenging you, teaching you, growing your knowledge so that you can help your kids and they can help their kids. It's things that are passed down by lifestyle. So, get on it. Hire a coach.
We can go on forever.
We can.
We're gonna.
I would say one more thing. Yeah, we're not going to stop just yet. If you are hungry and you feel like you shouldn't be, and you drink water and you're like, oh, why am I still hungry? Eat some lean protein. Go eat some lean protein. Go eat a chicken. I eat chicken skewers. I love them. They're at Costco. They're so good. Now they're going to be sold out.
Probably.
So yeah, eat some lean, and I think to kind of wrap up our topic here, the moral of the story is get rid of the crap. Get rid of the things that aren't going to serve you, that aren't going to make you better, that are a temptation. If you had Easter candy and it's already been enough time, go throw it in the trash. Go donate it to another family. Whatever. If you don't like to throw food away, if you are that person, then figure out somewhere else to go. Give it to someone else. Get rid of it. Don't have it. Don't have the temptation there. If it's there, you're going to have a weak moment and you're probably going to lose. Straight up. So
Preach.
don't be there. Just don't be there. It's very hard to have the willpower in a moment where you feel hungry or you've gotten past the point of hunger and you're like, I need something now. And I get like that. So, don't get there. Don't buy crap. Don't keep it for your kids. Hide the crap that is treats for your kids and use it as a reward system. Hey, eat those 4 celery sticks and then you can have X, Y, or Z. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to write down Chris's note. He said, it's a great documentary. Now I got to learn this. Look up Nova, The Truth About Fat.
I'm interested to see because I feel that most documentaries are kind of a load of crap. So, no offense, Chris. No offense at all.
I watch them all.
There's just a lot of really skewed information, it seems, a lot of the time. It's kind of like whenever you watch the conspiracy theory shows and you're like, oh, wow, that's one way to look at that situation. That's kind of how I feel that most documentaries are portrayed. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but
I still like watching them.
oh no, I like them too, but it's just you gotta compare and contrast some things. So definitely gonna have something to do this weekend though. We'll watch that. Guys, thank you so much for watching our show today. If you like our content, please subscribe to our page, share this video with your pages so that we can be blasted around to all of the wonderful people that you guys know. We love you. We thank you for your support.
This will also be uploaded to YouTube, so if you want to review it, it'll be on our YouTube channel, DTSOF, youtube.com/DTSOF, and it'll be under our Freestyle Friday shows.
All right, guys, thank you. Have a great day, a good weekend, and we are going to see you all very soon.
All right, bye-bye.